Rambo.
The Rainbow Theater presents Guns Over the Suez. You can read along with me in your book. When you hear this, turn the page. Let's begin now. Fearless, loyal, in constant battle against injustice. A hero like no other. No man, no law, no war can stop Rambo, the force of freedom. In a magnificent tent in the Egyptian desert, provided for him by Sheikh Cassette, General Warhawk speaks into his radio telephone.
Geneva, Switzerland? I wish to speak to the director of the International Trade Council. This is General Warhawk. Unless I am paid $100 million, I will destroy all shipping on the Suez Canal.
The Council will not be blackmailed by your threats, General.
The director slams down his receiver, and Warhawk smiles grimly.
They aren't just threats. Sergeant Havoc, blow up that relief supply ship.
Yes, sir. Havoc presses a button on a transmitter, and a ship loaded with food for famine relief is blown sky high as it travels through the Suez Canal. In the Rocky Mountains, Rambo has been giving a party of kids a lesson in climbing. The sound of a helicopter makes him look up. Colonel Troutman leans out of the chopper and calls to him through a bullhorn.
Glad I found you, Rambo!
He flies Rambo back to his office and shows him a recording of the sinking supply ship.
We need your help. It's General Warhawk again. He wants $100 million to stop sinking the relief supply ships on the Suez Canal. Intelligence reports that he's gotten a hold of a 50-inch gun. You can imagine how much damage he could do with that. Somebody's got to stop him.
Rambo looks intense.
Thousands of starving people needed the food and supplies on that ship. No way I'm going to let General Warhawk get away with that.
I figured that's the way you'd see it.
Soon, Rambo, Turbo, and Cat are in Egypt, checking the ships using the canal, and trying to discover the whereabouts of the mighty weapon stolen by Warhawk. Cat sighs.
Oh, you'd think finding a cannon that big would be easy.
Turbo points to a large, run-down freighter steaming up the canal in the distance.
There's a ship we haven't looked over yet, Rambo.
I've a hunch that's our baby. Let's check it out.
The three board a fast speedboat and are soon alongside the freighter. Rambo hails it.
Ahoy there! Request permission to come aboard.
Permission denied. Get lost or we'll sink you.
A line of terrorists appear at the ship's rail, and they begin firing at the speedboat. Rambo manages to get a line aboard and climbs up onto the freighter. Dodging the terrorists' fire, he knocks several men over the side before opening a hatch and discovering the 50-inch gun. He leaps for safety as a rocket comes towards him, but the force of the explosion knocks him into the water. He swims underwater to escape the raking fire directed at him, and is about to be picked up by Cat and Turbo when another rocket explodes close by and overturns the speedboat. The freighter steams on up the canal as, one by one, Rambo and his companions break the surface.
Glad you could make it. Let's get to work.
Rambo manages to right the speedboat, and they pull themselves into it. Leaving the men Rambo tossed into the water to be rounded up by the Egyptian troops, they set off in pursuit of the freighter. All seems quiet when they catch up with it. Rambo climbs aboard and looks into the hold.
The gun's gone. But what's that? Looks like an explosive device. Time to go.
From the speedboat, Turbo and Cat witness the mighty explosion as the freighter disintegrates. Cat is worried.
Rambo! Where are you?
The big man grabs the side of their boat.
I'm here, but the gun's gone.
Turbo starts the engine.
Well, it's gotta be around here someplace.
But where?
Rambo points towards the vast desert.
Out there. Somewhere.
In his tent headquarters, Warhawk listens to a messenger.
Excellency, the gun is safe. But a man called Rambo captured some of our men.
Rambo here? Sergeant Havoc, I want him stopped.
Right away, sir. But Sheikh Cassette interrupts.
My friends, please, do not bother yourself with such triviality. You are my esteemed guests. My men will take care of this Rambo person.
I warn you, Hassett. Many have tried and failed.
I will not.
In the streets of Suez, Rambo and his two friends are still looking for some clue as to the whereabouts of the missing gun. Cat notices a boy sitting against a wall crying.
Looks like we aren't the only ones with problems.
Rambo crosses to him.
What's your name?
Ahmed,
Well, Ahmed, what's the matter?
my father has disappeared. He went looking for the Phantom Pyramid. Legend says the desert sand swallowed it up, but an evil wind has blown it free.
You think your father found it?
Yes, that's why he hasn't come back. Many have searched for it and never returned.
Don't worry, son. We'll find your father. I've got a feeling about that Phantom Pyramid.
Suddenly, a party of Sheikh Hasset's mounted troops descend on them with swords and rifles. Rambo picks the boy up.
We've got to get you out of here.
He runs with the boy, pursued by armed men, while Turbo and Cat make short work of their adversaries. One of the horsemen fires a rocket after Rambo. It hits the ground beneath his feet, creating a giant hole. He and Ahmed fall into the gaping pit and disappear into the darkness as another rocket hits close by. Wreckage collapses over the hole and seals it up. Cat and Turbo are horrified. Sealed in darkness, Rambo comforts the boy.
We're gonna be all right, Ahmed. We've fallen into some kind of tunnel or catacomb. These twigs should do the trick.
For what, Rambo?
Long ago, in my country, the Indians made fire by rubbing sticks together. There.
The twigs begin to burn, and Rambo lights a torch mounted on the wall. He takes the torch from its mount and holds it in front of him.
The air in here should be blowing towards a way out. We just follow the smoke from this torch.
In the operations tent in the desert, Sheikh Hasset is told what happened to Rambo.
Trapped in the catacombs. He'll never find his way out of there.
Warhawk is delighted.
Excellent! Sergeant Havoc, order the gun fired. Our canal friends need to be reminded about our ransom money.
Yes, sir! He speaks into a radio phone. Gripper, fire! From its place of concealment, the mighty gun fires a shell at a tanker on the canal. The resulting explosion causes the ground to shake for miles around. The sound reaches Rambo and Ahmed in their underground prison as they walk up an incline.
What's that noise? Rambo!
Trouble.
At the top of the incline, the roof caves in and daylight streams into the catacomb. But a giant boulder from the roof hurtles down the incline, threatening to crush them. Quickly, Rambo uses the torch to dislodge some rocks from the ceiling above him.
Get down. Shelter behind these rocks.
The great boulder thunders on down the incline, but bounces over the rocks, leaving Rambo and Ahmed unharmed.
Come on, Ahmed. There's daylight ahead. Let's get out of here.
Soon they are scrambling out to freedom, onto the hot desert sand.
Let's go find Turbo and Cat. We've got work to do.
That night, Turbo, Cat, and Rambo, dressed in hooded robes, ride camels across the sands, following the tracks made by Sheikh Cassette's men. Cat points to them.
Look at these tracks, Turbo. There sure are a lot of them.
Are you sure you want to go ahead with this, Rambo?
That's the plan.
Cat gestures ahead of them.
Our company's arrived.
Pull your hoods up, quick.
They follow Rambo's instructions as a party of Cassette's men surround them and take them prisoner.
Make no trouble, or you'll be a buzzard's breakfast.
Unidentified, Rambo, Cat, and Turbo are taken to the terrorist camp and put into a secure tent with other prisoners. Rambo plays a hunch and asks,
Which of you is Ahmed's father?
A man steps towards him.
I am. Jamal is my name. Do you have news of my son?
Ahmed is safe at home. He told me you know the location of the Phantom Pyramid.
There is no Phantom Pyramid. The one I found is newly built.
Where is it?
An hour's ride that way. But Sheikh Hasset's men guard it well.
We need your help, Jamal.
Whatever I can do.
Get everybody to make as much noise as possible. We need to get the guards' attention.
Jamal turns to his fellow prisoners.
You heard him. Make a noise.
The prisoners begin to yell and call for help. And as the guards approach to see what is going on, Rambo hurls himself into the side of the tent. It collapses under his weight, enveloping prisoners and guards alike. Rambo and his two assistants sneak out from beneath the folds and run towards a biplane parked nearby. Mounted guards swoop down on them, firing their rifles, while Turbo and Cat try to get the plane's engine started. Rambo unseats a rider and takes his place. The engine fires and the plane begins to roll with Rambo galloping alongside it, knocking guards from their horses to right and to left. The plane lifts off, and Rambo leaps from the saddle onto the wing. The guards fire uselessly into the air as the plane gains height, and Turbo skillfully pilots the three friends to safety. Troutman calls up Rambo on the radio phone.
Warhawk says he's tired of waiting for the money, and he's gonna blow up a ship every 10 minutes until he gets it. You have 10 minutes to destroy that gun.
Plenty of time.
Rambo switches over the radio phone and speaks to Cat.
How are things at Hassett's camp?
We're ready over here.
Then let's do it!
Cat and Turbo, each driving a six-wheeled Jeep with a missile launcher in the back, are waiting just outside the terrorist camp. They roar into the attack. Meanwhile, Rambo, driving a similar vehicle, equipped with rocket launchers, advances on the false pyramid, which, as he suspected, conceals the stolen gun. He fires his rocket launcher point blank into the pyramid. The great gun topples over just as it fires directly into the pyramid. The pyramid and the gun are destroyed. The sand slides slowly over them. The Egyptian troops soon mop up the remnants of Sheikh Cassette's army. And although General Warhawk and his henchmen have escaped, the commander looks thankfully towards Rambo.
Well, this canal problem is finally over.
Yeah. Now the relief supply ships can get to the people who need them.
Ahmed looks up at Rambo.
You're a hero, Rambo.
I couldn't have done it without your help, Ahmed.